tutorial. Today we are going to talk about Go functions, how to declare a function, how to call a function. We will discuss about that using the Go language. So those who are familiar with the C, C++, Java, PHP, Python, they can easily understand. Only thing is they need to understand how to use the function declaration, function usage in this Go language. Otherwise, the concepts will be more or less same. So let us start. A function is a block of statements that can be used repeatedly in a program. So you can call, there will be a set of statements and you can call that function to perform a certain task. It will not execute automatically when a page loads. So function will be executed only when the function is called specifically, explicitly. Okay. So by a call to the function. So we have to give as a statement and pass parameters to ensure that block of statements in the function are executed and perform with a certain task. Okay, so that is the function. I think if you are new to the functions, so this is the basic introduction. If you are already familiar, I think it is a refresh. So how to create a function in Golang? In the Golang, you have to use the keyword func as a keyword and then specify the function name with the parenthesis, and then in flower brackets you need to add a code, okay, to define and write what a function needs to do inside the curly brackets or flower brackets. So how to call a function? Then you need to call a function with function name and a parameter, set of parameters. If no parameters are there, it is a simple. Okay, so let us see this sample exam, right? In this sample example, we have created a function func my message, and we have printed I just got executed, and then in func, okay, you can call as many times as possible, right? You just copy paste this. One, two, three, okay, and run. So make the intent proper. You see, the function is called 4 times. We actually called 4 times, and each time it is executed and printing the message, right? So that is how it is. Okay. So as I mentioned, it can be called multiple times also. Naming rules, like a variable, it should start with letter, should have alphanumeric characters including underscore. It is a case sensitive. Okay, you have to be careful. Uppercase, lowercase are different. Function name cannot contain spaces like variable. Okay, so let us so we have to use my function, that is the name, and we have to call it. That's it. Okay. What is the difference? Oh, sorry. So we need to actually keep parentheses, right? Okay, so actually it is like this. Okay, so go function parameters and arguments. So with the arguments, you can use parameter 1 type, parameter 2 type. In C language, use in type and integer, but here it is reverse. Okay, so of course the following example has a function with one parameter fname. This is the under string, and we are passing and we are printing that. You see here, name is different each time. Okay, what we are calling hello, hello, hello with that different name. Then multiple parameters, age int, then of course we are running it. Two parameters. This is the main and this is the function, and string is the first name fname and age is integer, and we are printing hello age and your old just, and then fname. This is the fixed. Okay, first name and last name. Last name is same, right? So if you execute, you will see the difference. Okay. So a function usually performs some action and then it returns some value. The return value can be integer, string, or any other data type. Okay, so you can use return x plus y means it will add the parameters values inside x and y and then return that which is integer. Okay, so you want to see it. Okay, so we can test it. U3, you see what is the 1 plus 2, that is 3. If you want to add 4, 5 and 6, 11 should come. Okay, right? Or if you want to minus it, right, you can use a what will be minus 1, 5 minus 6 is minus 1, right? Okay, so then name or return values. So it is better to write, okay, always. Let us not give a chance for error. Store the return value in a variable. Okay, result, and then so how do we do the multiple return values? You can actually keep here multiple values and then add it here and return. So it will return those multiple values. This is the new thing compared to the C language. That means you don't have to return A, B, C. You keep what you want to return here and then return. Then the corresponding values which are declared, corresponding variables which are declared here, the value will be stored in those variables and then that will be returned. Okay, so we are returning 5 and 10. Okay, and then whatever return values are printed here, you see, whatever the return values which are we are returning will be printed. Okay, now let us talk about recursion. Recursion accepts go accepts recursion functions is called itself and reaches a stop condition, then it will return back to the first place. So when a condition reaches 11, we are returning 0. Otherwise we start printing return and then increment. So what will happen? We are going to stop till it reaches 11, right? See, in the recursive function it calls itself multiple times and starts printing and then return. We are calling the same function, so it will come back out of the loop when it reaches 11 and then it returns 0. Okay, so that is the recursive function, a function which calls itself. Factorial of 10, right? X greater than 0, x into x factorial of recursion of x plus minus 1. Okay, 4 into 3 into 2 into 1, right? Like that. When it reaches greater than 0, then it's calls itself else the written value is 1. So overall factorial of 0 is 1, right? So this is the end, right? It will return. When it returns, then 4 into, for example, 4 into 3 into 2 into 1, like that it will multiply and then it will display. That's how the return recursive function works. Let us test it. What is the factorial of 4? 24. Factorial of 2? Let us if you want, you can have fmt dot println, right? And then x, let us print this, or y, let us print y, and then here print y. Okay, then we will see how many times it has gone to that. You see, in the first pass, factorial of 2, right? Initially the value is 0, right? It doesn't have any value, y. And then factorial of x minus 1, then that means 2 minus 1. That means 2 into, like that it will print multiplied, 2 into 1 into, like that. So final value will be 2. Okay, so here when it reaches, y is 1. Okay, so final value is 2. Okay, 2 into 1 is 2. That is the recursive function. Okay, so that is all about recursion, and we reached the end of the functions chapter. Thanks for watching. If you have any doubt, you can write in comments, but this is familiar, and you can easily write the functions and function parameters and multiple return parameters with this, and it can return data types also.